go.
It's season 1, episode 1, and we're here. Show Love Podcast is live, baby. It's your girl Brittany, and I have with me.
It's your boy Jaelyn. You know, we here. We in the spot.
We're here, and today we're talking about rise and grind culture, and we're talking about if it's toxic or not. But before we jump into the conversation, Jaelyn, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
You know, I'm just a young black man in America trying to make something of himself. You know, find a path, explore different things, and make something happen in the process. You know, at the end of the day, it's here. I'm here. You know, we all here to leave a legacy. So what's your legacy going to be? You're going to find out.
Ooh, you're deep. You're deep. They call you Ginger?
Sometimes.
They actually call me Ginger.
But you're not Ginger.
Shh, I'm Ginger. I'm the original Ginger.
It's cool. You want to be, but it's all right.
No, okay. That's a conversation for another time. But yeah, people know. Big up Ginger. All right, anyway. So we're talking about rise and grind culture. So what is it? Let's define it for the people right now.
Rise and grind culture, it speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
Rise and grind. You know, you get up.
Mm-hmm.
Put that work in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you make something happen at the end of the day because that's what you're here on earth to do. Make
Heard
something
you.
happen.
Heard you. So rise and grind culture, for the purpose of this conversation, is going to be getting up and working. Getting up and working.
Making it happen.
Rise and grind.
Rise and grind.
Okay, heard you. All right. So, I want to know, where does the mentality come from, or where do you think it comes from?
The mentality comes from poverty, you know, lack of resources. When you don't have the things that you need, you got to do more just to get them. You have to do more than the average person just to get them. Somebody on the other end might have more than you or have what you need in order for you to survive. So that's what it boils down to. You had to survive. You know, you got to live. It's either, you know, you're going to sit on the sidelines and watch somebody else get it, or you're going to get it for yourself, for your family, and for everybody that you care about. Because you got to live on this earth. You can't just die, you know? So you got to get up and grind. You got to get up and work hard, and you got to get up to provide for everybody around you.
Interesting that you think that. Yeah. I don't know. When I think about where the mentality comes from, my mind goes...
Let's hear it. Let's hear your spin
My
on it.
mind goes to, you know... okay, I'll go there. It goes back to, like, the white man. Like, I feel like...
Okay.
You know, like, who ingrained this idea in our heads? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think from the time that we were brought here, and I'm talking about, we're in America here. I'm talking about Black America. So, you know, from the time they brought us over here, and without our, you know, free will, of course, right? Since the time we've gotten here, it's just been get up, work. There was no sleep involved, right? Like, it was always
Non-stop.
And if you stopped, if you rested, if you slept, it's a whip. It's a crack on your, okay?
You're penalized.
All right?
Yeah.
So, like, when I think of rise and grind culture and where it comes from, that's, to me, it goes deep. It goes that deep, so deep. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, even now, when I'm thinking about, like, rise and grind culture, I feel like it extends all the way until today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even now, I'm thinking about, like, who's at the bottom of this, like, wealth pyramid, right? You got the 1% at the top, and we know the majority of the people at the top is white, male, and they're cis. The white cis male at the top, 1% making the most money in America.
Yep.
At the bottom, you have the working class people, which is a minority population. And then I'm just like, okay, like, we're out here working, literally making money for the man at the top.
Yep.
So, yeah, when I think about rise and grind culture and the mentality, for me, it runs that deep, and I don't have the greatest...
Getting real deep.
Yeah, I don't have the greatest thoughts or feelings. When someone tells me, oh, rise and grind, I'm like, take a rest.
Slow down.
Go to sleep.
Yeah.
Take a nap.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they've controlled your mind. Like, you're in mental slavery right there. Like, you need to take care of your body, because when your body stops working, they're going to replace you with another one.
Yeah, you're
Easy.
just a number, a body.
You're just a body.
Right.
It's been like that from the beginning.
But like you said, at the end of the day, right now, it's still going. You know, the game never ends. So it's modern day slavery to this day, whether you want to admit it or not, whether we realize it or not.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like, you know, you go to the workplace, you know, you got the higher ups, you got the owners, you got the CEOs, you got the district managers, then you got the store managers, general managers, and you got the employees who get the scraps. So the game definitely never ends.
Oh yeah.
It never ends.
It's rigged.
It definitely is.
It's rigged.
And it just continues because the media and everything, they portray it that way. Like, you know, we have the American dream. Like you said, you're supposed to work hard, you know, work a 9 to 5, you know, collect our papers, and then we just prepare to retire, you know, for how long we left on this earth. So it's just like, you know, like I said, the game never ends, but this is where it all comes to play, where we have to find out the other side of the game. We have to learn the tippy top of the game, the 1% game, in order to be better than what we are.
So what you saying? We gotta work hard, work smart versus working hard.
See, you got it. You definitely do. You know, it all starts with the mind. You know, the mind takes us where we want to go first, and then the body follows. You know, so first is the mindset, and then you get the actions to follow through to make the right steps.
Very true. Very true. But I don't know. My heart goes out for the people who just don't have the insight that we have right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, where it's just like they just gotta work, and they're not thinking, like, they're not questioning the system. They're not, you know what I'm saying? They're just living through it, like going through the emotions. Yeah.
Yeah. You see, with that is we all have to we all have to become self-aware. You know, we all have to take initiative to stop for a moment and think, like, okay, we have to see what's working and what's not working. This is where our mind comes into play. You know, the general rule is if you work hard, you'll get what you want. And I'm sure you know that that's not always the case, because you have people that's working day in and day out to struggle, or they're working day in, day out, and somebody that's not working as hard as them is getting in higher places than they are. So this is what our goal is to say is when you work smart, now is you're not just using your body, but you're using your brain. And this is where we have to learn how to find mentors, to be aware of what's working and what's not working, and move accordingly.
Heard you.
That's what you gotta do.
Very true. Yeah. I don't know, but so like, let's say you are someone. Okay, you said get a mentor. What else can you do to like switch between working hard and working smart?
Get a mentor. You know, you can look up your topics that you're involved in, you're interested in, and do your research. You can network. You know, that's one of the biggest things there is. You know,
definitely.
It's not always about what you're doing on paper. It's about who you're dealing with.
Facts. Who you know.
Who you surrounding yourself with.
100%. You know, actually, as you're saying that is, I think, one of the ways I think I work smart over working hard. Networking, I think, is one of the biggest things that you need to do right now in this day and age to make it.
Most definitely.
Because, like, it doesn't matter what qualifications you have. You can have all the qualifications, but not get the position, not get the opportunity, watch it pass you by, okay? Because you didn't network. You didn't talk to the right people. You didn't know the right person, and you couldn't get let in that door, all because you wasn't in the know. You wasn't in the connection.
You wasn't at the table.
Exactly.
You was on the sidelines thinking you was in the game when you really wasn't. You know, and that's like I said, that's the biggest difference maker. You have to be at the table. You are who you surround yourself with. So if you surround yourself with the wrong people, the people that ain't on their jobs, that ain't doing what they're supposed to do, that ain't making it happen for themselves, then what you think you're going to be? You're going to be one of those people, because we tend to naturally adapt to who we're around. Yeah. You know, it's like if you're chilling with 5 lazy people, you're going to be lazy. If you're rich and you're chilling out with 5 broke people, guess what? You're going to end up being broke because you're trying to help them out. Yeah. They're pulling you down. So we all go with the majority rules, regardless of we know it or not. So we also have to take note of that, who we surround ourselves with.
Gem just dropped. You just dropped a gem. He said evaluate your circle, people. So right now I need you to think, who am I surrounding myself with right now? Who's influencing my thoughts? Like, what? You gotta think, evaluate who you have around you, and really say, can I go, you know, on this path with this group of people, Or will this group of people bring me to a different path? Like, figure out where you want to go. Jaelyn said it. Your goals. Figure it out. What you want to do. Where you want to focus on. Get a mentor. Evaluate your circle.
And network.
These are gems, people. Are you taking notes?
4 simple steps.
Are you taking notes?
4 simple steps.
Okay. All right. So now I'm thinking like, all right, let's say they don't have this insight at all because, you know, I have a heart for the people who just aren't in the know.
Okay.
Like how, I don't know, is there grind in vain? Like we're saying rise and grind. These people who like, because we're grinding smartly, right? Like we're working smart. We're not working hard.
Right.
Now to the people who are working hard, are they grinding in vain? Like, is it in vain?
Unfortunately, yes.
Damn.
That's the sad part about it, you know, because it's kind of like you're running a rat race. You're like a hamster in a wheel. You're running, but you're going nowhere fast. So it's like you're running blind. You're thinking you're going somewhere, but you're not because you're not conscious of what's actually going on. You're just moving for the sake of moving. Are you being productive or are you just being busy? That's what you have to realize, you know, so it all comes down to opening your eyes.
Wow.
You know?
Wow. That was deep.
I know.
Wow. Okay.
Think about it. A lot of times we think we're being productive, but we're just busy. How many of us can sit down at the end of the day and sit there and say, we came closer to our goals?
This is like a little off, but not really. Do you think that like you can, like multitasking is like a part of American culture, right? And I'm just wondering, like, do you really think people are productive when they multitask or no? Like, can you really say you gave that thing your 100% when you were like working on like 3 other things while you're doing it? I don't know. What do you think?
You can never do that.
Yeah, like I don't know why they push that as something to strive for. Like, are you a good multitasker? Can you multitask? Like,
but you see, that's what goes into play where it's like, you know, working hard versus working smart.
Right.
You know, you end up running yourself into the ground where you can't really focus on that one thing. How can you expect to give something your all when you're divided into different lanes? You know, and that's something that we all seem to go through, you know?
All right. So the main question, I gotta come to my main question. Is rise and grind culture toxic to the everyday person?
Most definitely. For sure.
Okay.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because we all end up burning ourselves out. We all end up running ourselves into the ground for
Very
something
true.
that we're not sure if it's worth it. Just because the media says we have to do it. You know, the TV networks, the music we listen to, the radios, you know. Outside influences in general tell us that, you know, we got to work smart. I mean, work hard. I'm sorry, excuse me. We got to work hard. So we're constantly running ourselves into the ground without being aware of what's truly important, you know? Why run yourself into the ground for money if you can't live to enjoy it?
This is why I live my life.
Like what's really the purpose of you grinding so hard if you cannot enjoy what you're doing?
That is very true, man.
Sooner or later, you have to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You have to.
You have enjoy to it right now.
What you sow, you know. So you got to make sure things are going smooth. This is where balance comes into play. You know, if you don't have balance, your life is out of control. Your life is out of whack. And this is where a lot of people are. A lot of people's lives are not under control. It's either lopsided or it's discombobulated. You know, you got personal work and you got life work. You know, you have night and day. You can't just have night. You can't just have day. You can't just have good and you can't just have bad. Because life does not work that way. In life, we all have to make sure that everything is balanced out so that we are equivalent, overall, better people. You know, so we got to keep paying attention to our health because health is king. Health is the true wealth. You know, if you ain't got health, you ain't got no life.
Facts.
So you jeopardizing your health just for some riches, for some rags and riches.
Right.
You know, we're
just for some designer.
Right, for some designer bags, some social status, for some Birkins.
Yeah.
For a weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you sit there and be like, damn, you saying doing all this to party for a weekend and go broke the next day?
Yeah.
What's that about?
I think you touching a soft spot for some people, man.
Yeah,
I don't know if they gonna like you after this episode.
This gonna rub a lot of ears. You know, this gonna make a lot of people upset. But this is a wake up call. You know, it's the truth.
Yeah, man.
You know.
Listen, don't let this society fool you. Don't let it get you twisted and doing things that you don't really want to do. Don't let it make you live a life that you don't really want to live. Okay, right. Evaluate and think about what it is. Like, you don't want your work and your efforts to go in vain. You know, like even if it's the busy work or the real work, like, would you want whatever you do to just go in vain? Like, I don't think I would want to just exist and like everything I did was just like for nothing.
Not at all. Exactly. It's like, what is your purpose? You know?
Right.
Everything has to have a purpose. What is your purpose?
Right. Whew. So then you got to ask yourself the questions like, why? Like, why am I doing this? Like, you got to sit back and evaluate and think.
Self-awareness.
Yeah.
Why are you doing it? Are you doing it because it's a trending topic?
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing it because, you know, you see other people doing it? Are you doing it because you truly want to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Or is something that you can see yourself doing?
Right. And then just like figuring out like what is success to you. I mean, I think we get there's so many things thrown at us, like from Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, like all the social media that you can gather, school, you know, family, friends, just like mass media in general is just throwing like these ideas of what it means to be successful and what it means to be happy. But like, you really gotta self-reflect, like you said, and just think about the perspective. Like, what is it that you do? What is motivating you? Like, and I think whatever it is that you find, you'll have a strong love for it. And I think whenever you have that love for that thing that you do, you'll be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, your love for, let's say, I don't know, my love for people, that love pushes me crazy, right? To the point where it's just like, I'll go above and beyond to make sure that my job that I do on an everyday basis is being, you know, fulfilled. It's as successful as it can be so that I can help others. You know what I'm saying? What is it that pushes you, that love, that drive that makes you do whatever it is, like whether it's working on cars, you feel me? Like whether it's washing cars, like, and you're washing that car so well that like your love for that thing that you do, washing cars, radiates, and the person watching you washing the car is like, yo, this dude, this girl, they love their job. Like, wow, they did this so well. Like, I feel so good. This person washed my car so well. Like, whether it's like a transactional thing or whether it's just like generally, you know what I'm saying? Like, your love for something can like ignite something in someone else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it can spark, you know, passion for someone else, or it could spark like happiness for someone else, or, you know, it can evoke some sort of emotion. And I think, you know, emotion is a good place to find what it is that you love, what it is that you hate,
right.
To find that road. What, like, emotion is going to navigate you in a way to figure out, like, it's going to help you. I'm not saying emotion is the thing that you should use, because emotion is, it's not a stable variable. Like, your feelings always change. But like, I say for someone out there who is totally like, they don't know what they're doing, if their grind is in vain, if their rising and grinding is like something meant for them, I say, like, use that as a little way to try to figure out what it is that, you know, you want.
Right. At the end of the day, you got to have your purpose. What is your purpose? You know, you ultimately have to decide what success means to you, you know, because if you don't, it's like you playing the other person's game. You know, what are you really playing for? You know, that's why you have to run your race at your own pace.
Ooh.
You have to make decisions that alter and change your life for the better, regardless of somebody telling you something else. You know, it's just like how you can give me advice on something, on what not to do, and I might choose to do it, you know, or I might not choose to do it. I could take it or leave it, but at the end of the day, my decision does not affect you. It affects me, because it's ultimately my life.
Right.
You know, so as a whole, we all have to realize, if anybody tells you what to do or how you should go about certain things, give you advice, period, it's good to take in, but take it in with a grain of salt and realize that no matter what, you have to deal with the decision you made, not nobody else. So if that decision makes you or breaks you, you have to take full responsibility for that decision that you made, and you cannot blame nobody else.
But yourself.
Hey. Because it's your life.
Facts. That is a big fact. Wait, hold up. What was it? Run your race at your own pace? I like that. That was nice. For sure. That was nice. Nah, people, but I don't know if you're catching the gems, but hope you have the
take the
notebook. Yeah, ready. Ready.
Pen out. Start
ready.
Jotting.
So let me ask you, what's your personal why? Why do you rise and grind?
Why do I rise and grind?
Yeah, well, at least okay, because now we figured out we figured out that rising and grinding was like not the best. It didn't come from the best intentions. Mm-hmm. And now we're like, okay, well, we could flip that, right? Because, I think us as Black people, we always flip things for the better. You try to tear us down and we rise up.
For sure.
So we just flipped rise and grind to mean rise and work smart, right? Mm-hmm. Right? So I'm asking you, like, what is your personal why, and why do you rise and grind in the smart way?
I rise and grind because, number one, to fall back on what you said, the overall thing with us being so far into slavery, because of slavery from the start of it till now, there's a big wealth gap. It's a huge wealth gap. That's why to this day we are still behind. Even though we have more Black-owned businesses, we have more resources and, more things available to us, we're still lacking because it's been so long for us to actually get something, to produce something, actually get our own hands on something.
System's rigged.
Exactly. The system is rigged. So, we all start off with a poverty circumstance. We don't have what the next person has. We have less than, so it's like when you're growing up in society where you have less than, or you're looked at as an outsider, or, you don't have what you're supposed to have, you see the next person have it and wonder why. Or you sit there and say, oh, I want that, So when you have friends or you see other people that have the life that you want to live, whether it's the glitz, the glamour, the shoes, the car, the family, the love, you're going to want that because that's something that you've lacked. So it's fulfilling your need for that thing to be whole. You want a better future. I want a better future. I feel like I have a purpose here on this earth, as we all do. We all have natural talents that we're supposed to let out. We are here to leave the world a better place than when we came. So I feel like that is my purpose. I'm not just here to sit there and just coast through life. Even if I don't become quote unquote successful, I know what success means to me.
There
and
we
I'm
go.
driving my own success.
There we go.
It's not always the American dream because I know what my life is going to consist of.
Heard you.
I take note of what makes me happy versus what doesn't make me happy. So as long as I'm content and happy with the process that I'm going on and the path that I'm taking, nothing else matters because I'm living for me. Now it's my job to pass that down to my family and the next generation after. And that's why I get up and grind, because I want the next generation to be better than my generation.
Heard you, big spender. Jaelyn said he's going to make money. Y'all see this in like 10 years. He's going to be a rich man. I found him first.
Big time. You heard it here first.
Yeah, man. But I'm glad that you know what that is. And I'm glad that it's, technically it's love that's pushing you to do that for your family, for the next generation, right?
For sure.
So I'm glad you were able to find that and share that with us. Really happy. Thank you for coming. This was great. I'm going to close off and say, whatever it is that you do, your grind, your passion, your job, whatever it is, make sure that you are doing it to the fullest capacity that you can, like giving it your 100% all in the smartest way possible. And I promise you, if you do that, you'll be able to spread love. So don't forget to show love. Hashtag show love. Comment, like, share
Subscribe.
this. Definitely save this because I think you dropped a lot of gems here. So
And share it.
Yeah.
Share it. Send it to the next person. Tag the next person. Instagram, YouTube, wherever you at watching this, tag the next person and send it. Because this is how we make the difference.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to be the generation that changes things.
Listen, in order to get where you want to go, you got to love what you're doing.
Heard you.
So on that note, wake up, realize, show love, and get your eyes on the prize. Let's get right.
Peace.